Yo, how y'all doing? Y'all want to see some low effort content? We're gonna be ranking 60 something Pokemon fan games and ROM hacks. That's a lot of ROM hacks, but hey, let's do it. Okay, so I have a lot right now. I have a lot of the ones that went viral. There's a lot of ones that I played and then like I didn't finish or played that I already got tired of. This is gonna be one of those videos where a lot of people are gonna have differing opinions. So I'm gonna leave the tier list in the description section below. I want y'all to do me a favor, make your tier list, tweet it at me at Gucci Conti over on Twitter, and make sure y'all leave a like and a comment. Let's get up into it right now, dog. Let's start off with Pokemon Blazing Emerald. So Blazing Emerald is interesting because it's a really good game. I think at one point I didn't like the game, or I didn't like how I ended off on the game, but it was still a great game. It was so fun. I wish it was I guess it's not even complete now, is it? I don't think it is. I don't know, but I do know the creators do not rock with me since I said what I said about the last thing. I don't remember much about that situation, but it is what it is. But it's a good game. It's not a difficulty enhancement hack. There is a hard mode though, which is cool. Some of the forms are really nice. The dialogue doesn't really change. They added some new characters, some new events to do some things with. It's a cool game. It's a really, really cool game. A way better way to play Emerald, that's for sure, which is what the creators wanted. And so with that being said, I think it's gonna go right here at B. The game is great. Matter of fact, no, I think this goes in A. Personally, I think this goes in A. This is fine. This is Pokemon Bronze. This is the OG Pokemon ROM hack and fan game. And this honestly still holds really well. I think that this game, once you like take away like where we're at currently in Pokemon, this game is really, really good for its time. But because of that and what it's going to be competing up against, it's going to go into B. It's very in the middle. It's very cool. It's cool. But it could use something else entirely. Let me add another one. Real quick. Let me go grab this really fast. Let me go grab F. We're gonna do F. Let's do F. Let's just do F. Let's go. Okay. So this is fine, right? Next, Pokemon Cops. Pokemon Cops is cool. It's a very different take on Pokemon. It's all right. It was a fun time playing, but I'm pretty sure the game before that was just better IMO. So I'm probably gonna not go. I'm gonna give it a C. It's cool. It just hasn't been touched in forever, dude. And so is Glaze. So people love Glaze so much. And I don't know if I would say it's aged well in modern day. I think that Glaze is a testament to how good ROM hacks were back then. Like, there was before Pokemon Glaze, there was Pokemon Light Platinum. And then after Pokemon Glaze, it was Pokemon Insurgent. A lot of games came out during that time that were like really, really like, you know, fluffy. Where this game felt more unique. This game felt really, really fun. This game was like a relic of the past, and it's a product of the time that we were in at the time. I'm pretty sure this was a Generation 6 game, and it's a fun game. It's just dated at this point. But with that being said, I'm gonna put it in B as well. I'm not gonna order these in their rows or whatever, but there you go. This is Fire Red Omega, I think. This is actually one of the first few Drayano ROM hacks, which is still a really good game. I'm gonna put this in C because this game is great. This game is a fun game. That's pretty much it though. Like, it's just a fun game. It's all right. It's not like it's not like the best Drayano game in the world. So it's cool. Then there's Radical Red. I'm gonna be honest. I know people are tired and sick of Radical Red. I'm gonna give it a S rank because Radical Red is just like good. I think like Radical Red pushed the mode.
What are you talking about?
That a lot of people were like looking for in Pokemon ROM hacks, and it's really, really hard to kind of like contest that it's a S rank Pokemon game, you know? But then with that being said, so is Inclement Emerald. Inclement Emerald is probably the best way to play Pokemon Emerald right now. Granted though, unfortunately, Buffle Salt, the creator, doesn't have any plans in including Generation 9, but he is working on the newest update. I'm pretty sure that's granted with Inclement Emerald, I think it's 3.0, 2.0, something like that. This game is literally the Emerald version of Radical Red. It's a whole different way of going at it, but it's like a Drayano attempt at it and not just Radical Red outright. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some things in Inclement Emerald that is changed dramatically for some Pokemon. Like a lot of Pokemon in Inclement Emerald are really, really good, whereas in Radical Red, if they're bad in the tier, if they're bad in the Smogon tiers, they're bad in general. So it's like really hard to be like, oh yeah, which is why Inclement Emerald was so good. It's its own little thing. Ultra Red version is fun. but it's not like groundbreaking. I think it's a really fun game. Seeing those forms are really cool, and seeing those fake Pokemon are really good as well. But I think that like that's pretty much it. You're just playing through Fire Red and you're like done. Before that, I'm gonna give it a D. I think that the fake Pokemon don't warrant how I don't know if lackluster the game is. It's still Fire Red. It's literally just Fire Red. So it is what it is, you know? I'm pretty sure Crystal Clear is like the first open world Pokemon ROM hack. And for that reason, this goes in A. This game, even now, I remember when this game first came out, the game wasn't rough. It was actually really well done when I played it. And now if you play it now, it's probably just way better anyway. I don't know, this game just deserves an A ranking. It deserves to be honest, at the top of A. At the top of A, I don't think there's not a lot of games on here that can probably beat it. Maybe we're gonna see. But the next goes to Pokemon Clover. Now, this game is interesting because this game is controversial. This game is, if we're talking about like as a Pokemon game, it does a lot of things well. If we're talking about if you are one of those people who are like very sensitive to internet humor, you know, it's definitely not a game that you want to see. And to be honest, a lot of the jokes and a lot of like the satirical puns in the game, they're definitely like not funny anymore. But at the time, it was cool. This game is gonna go into B. It's a great game, but it's just, I don't know, it's because of how dated the humor is, the luster of the game is not really there anymore. But I do think as a game, it still holds up pretty well, and it's fun to play through still. And that's pretty much it. Next is Pokemon Pyrite. Pokemon Pyrite hasn't been updated in forever, I don't think. When was the last time it's been updated? Let me see. Yeah, the last update was in 2016. This game was cool. It was just one of those things where you're still just playing another Pokemon Crystal ROM hack. Is it a bad ROM hack? No, but it's not anything to write home to. And so for that, I'm gonna just give it to D. It's all right, it's nothing crazy. Pokemon Emerald Kaizo is honestly one of the hardest games of all time, one of the hardest Pokemon games of all time. This is one of those things where the creator made it impossible to beat, but thanks to some like really interesting individuals, they just made Emerald Kaizo just a lot more easier to handle. And the game's not that impossible once you like sit down and just do your thing, but it's fun. It's a fun game. It's gonna go into, I want to say it's gonna go into A. Nah, it's gonna go into S. I feel like Inclement Emerald is made perfectly. I think that the game works how it's supposed to. I think it's just hard, and that's what leads it to be frustrating. But because of that, it's supposed to be frustrating. It's supposed to be challenging and hard. So Emerald Kaizo gets the job done. Then you have Renegade Platinum. Renegade Platinum is a S-ranked Pokemon game. If anything, this is gonna go before Emerald for sure. Emerald Kaizo for sure. I think the top three is the top three. It's gonna be like that for a while, to be honest with you, until we get to like the later games or whatever. But that's it. Listen, Renegade Platinum was the last Drayano game that we got before any of the supposed Generation 2 remakes are coming out, or Storm Silver, Hard Gold Redux games. I don't know, but this is like the Drayano game. This is perfect. This is a perfect game to play. If you have never played Renegade Platinum, something's wrong with you, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Pokemon Grand Coliseum is okay. Grand Coliseum is interesting because Grand Coliseum is not Pokemon XG, but it's still a good game, but it's still limited because of the Pokemon that are in the game anyway. And so because of that, I'm gonna give it a good B. Grand Coliseum is great. It's a fun game. It's just not, it's not XG. XG should be up in here somewhere, and if not, and if it's not in here, it'll probably be in like A for me. Emerald Omega is another one of those Drayano games where it's there. It's a product of its time. I'm putting this in C. It's gotta go there. Oh wait, there's Omega Red, and then there's Omega, and there's Fire Red Omega. Put these all here. I think Omega Red is cool. I think that it's not as, I don't think it's another attempt at modernizing Fire Red, and it's one of the older ones too, but it's still a good game, like in general. Fire Red Omega, everything that I said about Fire Red or Pokemon Omega Red, I was supposed to say about Fire Red Omega, and I thought it was the same thing, but it's a whole different thing. Might be. This is Pokemon Ephemerald version. Those forms in the game are terrifying. I'm gonna be honest with you. These two Fool's Gold and Ephemeral version are very interesting game. Ephemerals, I want to say Ephemerals, these games belong in A. Both of these games belong in A. I think that Fool's Gold is very well made. It's kind of like low-key, like, it's low-key like a horror Pokemon game, because some of these forms are horrifying. And then as so is Ephemeral, some of these forms are very interesting, very different. It almost makes you think like, yo, who are the people behind this? Like, who? You have to be like somebody like that's not mentally well to come up with some of the things you see up in these two games. And they're not by the same people at all, they're by different people. But like, some of these forms in these games are terrifying, dude. I don't know, bruh. Next, we're gonna go to Pokemon Gaia. And to be honest, how I feel about Gaia is how I feel about Glaze. Products of their time. It sucks though, because Gaia, I'm not gonna lie to you, Gaia is one of those games that didn't have that big of a splash that Glaze did. Watch this. Pokemon Gaia was one of those games that everybody played, but it didn't like strike a match like that for some people. Volty did it, I did it, M&J did it, I'm pretty sure T-Tube did it, and a lot of other people did it as well, but like, it didn't strike like Glaze did. Glaze was like crack for some people. Like, Glaze had everybody and their mom thinking that this was the best Pokemon game possible. And on the surface, Gaia should have been a better game in general, but it sucks because it just wasn't that. It didn't stick, it did not land the way that it was supposed to, but it was still a great game and still received well. If you play Gaia, Gaia is a really fun game, though I wish that like these games were a lot more updated. I would love to see how Gaia would look in a modern setting, in a modern decomposition ROM hack game. I'd love to see if Gaia looks better with the Radical Red changes or whatever. These are two games that I wish kind of were like, that kind of like were updated as well. Like it's these two, and then I want to say the Drayano games I wish were all updated for sure. But Insurgence is up next. Insurgence is going to go to A. I know I call this the most overrated Pokemon game, but it's one of those things where it's like, this game is so good to people. People like it. Like I did one of those like top 5 Game Boy games and ROM hacks or whatever, and people were mad that I didn't choose Pokemon Insurgence. And I'm like, wait a minute, like y'all do realize like everybody and their mom has played this game, right? This game is not that crazy. It's good, but it's not that crazy, especially now, because this game, while it has been updated, you know, to the more recent stuff, it's kind of stopped. The last patch was like in 2020 or 2021, something like that. The game is done. Like, the game is done. It's cool. And I just got done doing a playthrough on it now. Any last one of these games that I playthrough on, Insurgence is cool. It's all right. It's nothing to write home about, but that's pretty much it. Like, it's okay, you know? Liquid Crystal is gonna go to C because Liquid Crystal is a great game. It's just dated at this point. It's really dated. I wish we can go back in Radical Red, Liquid Crystal, but some people don't want to do that, which is nuts to me, but I get it. I understand it. I get it. Cool. Next is Nameless Fire Red. I have not played this. I'm gonna put it in, I'm gonna make another tier for sure. I'm gonna like, I didn't play or whatever, right? Add a row above, add a row below. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna do that. Didn't play. I'm gonna do didn't play because I don't remember Nameless Fire Red at all. Is that the right one? Yeah, okay. Next is gonna be, who is that? That's now, for its time, Pokemon Polished Crystal was just another attempt at updating the older games to Generation 6. It has been updated since like 2016. If you go over here to like the thing, it shows you things that have been like, you know, updated, stuff, changes and stuff like that. All the quality of life changes, all the moves, the AIs, all that stuff has been updated as well. It's a great game. It's still Pokemon Crystal though, so I think for that I'm gonna put it at C. It's a great game. Pokemon Prism is another one of those games that belongs somewhere up in here. It's gonna go into, I want to put it like right here, but I can't justify that unless I like rank these like really when I rank these. I can't justify putting Prism in A, or it belongs in A, but where it's at in the back, I'm not even gonna try to order that stuff down. I'm not even gonna bother, bro. I'm not gonna bother. Prism is in A. It's a great game. It's phenomenal. It's unfortunate that like Uranium and Prism had the same fate, which is interesting because Prism should have been low key. I don't know. Maybe it blew up too crazy. I don't know, bro. I can't even read what emerald that is. Put that right over here. Oh, is that Solar? Okay, Solar Lunar Dark is cool. It's a really fun game. I'm gonna be putting this in B. The Fakemon in this game are really fun. They're really like cool looking as well. But at the same time, I don't know. The game It's great, but it's definitely aged horribly. I think this game is a product of its time, and it sucks too because I remember at the time waiting for this game to be done, and when it finally got done, it didn't make that much of a splash like I thought it was going to. And then it was like nobody was checking for this game at all, and it was very interesting to see how like terrible the reception was on like certain people's playthroughs and stuff like that. I don't know. I wish the game was just better, but I like it still, you know. Pokemon Unbound is a S rank. There doesn't need to be much said about this. To be honest, this is going in number 3. I think this is one of the best Pokemon ROM hacks we have. Unfortunately though, like once you play the game, the story is kind of obsolete at this point. The game is just one of those things where it's like, oh, can you beat so and so? It's like Radical Red, where it's like, oh, but the difference is Radical Red becomes harder as you play. Unbound is just you pressing A until you get into the battle. That's important. The story, once you beat it once or twice, the story isn't that crazy. So I can't really say it's better than Radical Red, but it is a better game fundamentally because I think Skelly, he made like the whole thing that Radical Red. So I think because Radical Red updates every single time or whatever, that's probably why it has the leg up on it, but it's cool. Fusion 3 is cool. It's literally just another Emerald ROM hack, but it's really, really fun. The fusions are really, really great in this game. I think it's one of those games where it's really, really just fun to play. It's fun to see all the newer Pokemon views and stuff like that. So it goes into B. This one is Emerald Genesis. Emerald Genesis. I do not remember this game. I don't remember this game at all. This game is ancient as hell. This is Star Beast Meteor version. I did not play this game at all. Flora Sky belongs in C. This game at one point was one of the best ROM hacks ever. Especially, it still is in the Italian, like in the Spanish community. They love Flora Sky, especially Flora Sky Rebirth. I would love if this game got updated to like more modern everything, but like the game itself was a product of its time. The map's kind of terrible. They need to come back. Somebody needs to come back and redo this game for sure. Ken Lara Ultimate did not play yet. There's Pokemon Cops. There's Pokemon Ken Lara, and then there's Pokemon something else, right? Wait, no, this is the wrong game. No, I don't remember Ken Lara at all, dude. Ken Lara is so old, bro. Oh my god. It's a good game though. It's just Kalara's gonna go into D. It's cool. It's alright. It's okay. But it's not like anything groundbreaking like any of these. Like even Flora Sky is better than this. You know what I'm saying? Light Platinum belongs in B. I think Light Platinum is like I said, before Pokemon Insurgents, Pokemon Glaze, it was Pokemon Light Platinum. Light Platinum is one of those games where like it's a product of its time, but at the time it was like the greatest Pokemon ROM hack ever created. If you were there, you were there for that. Moon Black 2 is cool, but it's definitely one of those games where it's alright. It's nothing crazy now. Snakewood is a product of its time, but it's genuinely one of the worst Pokemon games ever made. At the time, it was cool to see zombie Pokemon, but if you go back, like, you know how people like try to like do like the whole, oh, Dark Rising's very cheesy and corny. Sure, but so is Snakewood, and Snakewood I would argue is worse. There's just more Dark Risings. You know what I'm saying? Listen, no. Genesis 3 though, Black and White 3, phenomenal game. I'm putting it in an A. Great game actually. Okay, next is gonna be Pokemon Vega. Vega is gonna go into C. It's alright, it's nothing crazy. Emerald Rogue is gonna go into S. Phenomenal. Vanguard is gonna go into, from what I played of Vanguard's cool. It's gonna go into A. Stone Dragon is gonna go into D. Pathways is gonna go into A. Tectonic is gonna go into B. Run and Bun is gonna go into S. It's a really good game, just hard as hell. Barrelo's fun, but it's gonna go into B. Harmonia is really, really good. It's gonna go into A. Anil is one of the best ways to play Kanto right now. It's gonna go up in S. Apollo is the best. Nah. I would argue. I think these are my top 3. I think these are my top 3 right here, bro. I think these games, if you want a good story, Apollo is probably it. Anil is a really good way to play Fire Red, or just Pokemon like Kanto. More modern-esque, whereas like Radical Red is just harder. You know what I'm saying? Incomare most unique, but then so is like all these other ones, so like it's cool. Pokemon Dark Worship, it was fun, but it goes in B. Pokemon Odyssey is fun, it goes into A. Pokemon Crown is very unique and really well made, it's going into S. I cannot wait till it's done. Eon Guardians is going into C. It's cool, but there was just way too many damn battles, and it felt like a lot of like padding was there. And then like there are times where it was like really hard, then they go down to being easy, then it goes back to hard. It's just a very inconsistent game, but I liked it. It was cool. Fused Dimensions is fun. This is gonna go into C. Animon, that anime Pokemon game that I played, it's kind of dick. It's just fun to see anime characters in the thing. Charged Red is fun. It's gonna go up in here with C. Reality Data System is probably going to S2, but I don't know where it's gonna be at in S. S is kind of stacked with some boppers. You can't really go crazy. Pokemon Shinobi is so fun. If you've never played Pokemon Shinobi, I know what to tell you. Shinobi's really fun. This is a really good game. This is a really good game, dog. Shinobi is gonna go into A rank. It's probably one of the best ways to play those type of games. But then the better game is about to come up soon. Reborn and Rejuvenation are gonna go into S rank as well. GS Chronicles keeps disappointing me every single time I play it, because I always think it's gonna be like something that it's not. Like, I wish that like whoever is working on GS Chronicles, I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all gotta hit me up or something, dog. I like the game a lot. I just wish that it was just better. It's gonna go into B because it's better than whatever is down here, but it's just not the best. Like, it's not the best. Team Trainer is gonna go into S. It's a great Dragon Ball Pokemon game. Phenomenal, actually. Pokemon, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh game. This is Yu-Gi-Oh Pokeduel or Pokemon Pokeduel, something like that. This is gonna go into A. Really good game. To be honest, it might go all the way up here. This game is really well done. Pokemon Xenoverse is gonna go into S. Pokemon Infinity is gonna go into S. Pokemon Fusion Origin is gonna go into B. It was hard as hell, and sometimes you get lost. Pokemon Sweet Tooth pisses me off. The game is really bad, but the original Sweet Tooth, the original Sweet is really good. I wish that to be honest with you, I wish somebody would go into Pokemon Sweet 1, redo the game, or like redo like the mechanics of the game, and then Sweet Tooth just fix the entire game altogether, dog. I hate Sweet Tooth so much, bro. Game is terrible. Raptor is another one of those games that's really done, well done, but it's going into B. Sky Twilight is going into C. It was a cool game, but it's not that crazy. That is Pokemon. What is this? This is not even all the games that I played either. Well, Pokemon Sage is gonna go into S off of like Fakemon alone, and then Adventures Red is gonna go into S2. I need to know what this is. What is this? What this is Pokemon. This is Pokemon. Oh, this is Pokemon Mega Power. Mega Power is a part of like a series of games where it's like there is what Pokemon. It's Mega Power, Pokemon Resolute, Pokemon Victory Fire, or something like that. And then it's like Pokemon Nameless or something like that too. Nameless is like the newest one, I think. These games are very rough. I'm gonna be honest with you. The sprite work they use is rough. The games are really rough. I don't know. These games are very interesting. But I think Mega Power is the best one out of all these, because Resolute and Victory Fire are like very like rough now. But I think that Mega Power belongs in. We could do C. It's cool. It's all right. It sucks though, because this is not even all the games that I played. These are just all the ones that I have like in memory. This is a really cool game for sure. This is the list. Make sure y'all leave a like and a comment, subscribe, all that extra good stuff for some more Pokemon content, and that's it.